Okay, in this video, we're talking about how to get so many clients that it literally feels illegal. Quick context, in the last 12 months, I've worked with about 300 plus clients, helping them sell products and services online. And pretty much what I do is I make content documenting the best way to sell stuff online. If you're a returning subscriber, you probably know that. Honestly, I didn't even know that that was what I was doing. But I realized just recently that one of the things I'm most passionate about is just figuring out what are the best strategies to get more deals, get more clients, close more additional clients, of course. And that's typically what I make content about. So more often than not, my clients are selling high ticket stuff, targeting people who make 300K a year or more. So these strategies are typically tailored more toward that side of things than, selling low ticket stuff. And basically what we're doing today is we're covering some of the top strategies that I've been able to find. And you can use this to basically sign as many clients as you want. Now, this is less of like a do this one strategy, and it's more of an entire ecosystem. As you can see on the screen, we make a lot of videos about this funnel. And really, at the end of the day, the breakdown is that there are only 4 ways to get clients, and you want to do each of them at once. So you have ads, you have outreach, you have content, you have partnerships, and you have 4 hours of deep work per day, for example. And you can spend 1 hour per day on each of these things. And if you can't do that, then I don't know, maybe figure out your operations, get a better routine or whatever that is. But the reason you want to do all 4 of these things is because each of them makes the other one work way, way better. Like I know a lot of companies will rely on referrals, or maybe they'll just run ads, or maybe they'll just do outreach, or maybe they'll just do content. But it's one of those things where if you have a shaky one-legged stool, it's obviously pretty easy for that stool to fall over. Not to mention, if you have all these things at once, they work way better together. So for example, let's say you run content, you're watching this video right now. Let's say you get hit with one of my ads later today. The likelihood that you opt into that ad is about 100x more than if you'd never seen my content before. Same goes with outreach. Let's say you got sent a cold email by one of my companies 3 months ago, and then now you're seeing this video. You're going to be much more likely to go and then respond to that outreach if I send you another email, and you kind of get the point. When you have each of these running at once, not only are you getting the benefits of having 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 because you have all the different channels, you're also getting the benefit that you are just simply everywhere. And honestly, a lot of people will look at a funnel like this and say, wow, that's so complicated, or it looks like so much work, or, it's too much work to do ads, outreach, content, and partnerships at the same time. But to be real with you, like whenever I speak with a 7 or an 8-figure company, they just say, how do I do that? Like, I just need to install this as soon as humanly possible because I know I need to run ads. I know I need to do outreach. I know I need to do content, and I know I need to do partnerships. And it's just a matter of actually executing. Now, I know very many people, a lot of my clients run this all at once on their own. Maybe they'll have some editors and things like that. But really, it takes about 1 hour on each of these things. And today, like I said, I'm going to run you through essentially the easiest way to do all of these things in 1 hour so you can get a ton of clients. So the easiest way to run ads is run a VSL funnel to an intro offer. If you don't know what any of those things are, it's a video sales letter funnel to an intro offer, which is essentially just something that you put on the front end so you can upsell people later. An example of that might be an email setup. It might be something like a trial. It might be something like a free audit. It might be something like a lead magnet. It might be something like a digital product. Whatever it is, the idea of the intro offer is that you put something in front of your core offer to essentially get more leads. So what that might be, again, it might be an email setup. I see that working really, really well in the market at the moment. I see free audits working really well with agencies. Really, all it is just something the market really wants. I know a lot of people will watch these videos and they'll say, what's an intro offer? Or how does an intro offer work? If you're absolutely clueless, go to the channel and check out some of the videos. But really, all it is at the end of the day is it's just something that the market actually wants. A lot of times, a cold stranger will not want a recurring offer. They won't want your highest ticket offer, and you'll need something that's really appealing to the freezing cold stranger. Otherwise, if you just try and promote your core offer, it's just not going to work, and your economics for this funnel are going to be completely screwed. So what you need, again, is you need to book sales calls for $100 to $400, depending on how much you're charging. Ideally, this intro offer can be like 2 to 10K, even more than that in some instances, but typical company is going to be in that range. Your CAC, as in your cost to acquire that customer, you're going to want to keep that under about 2K. So for example, let's say you're booking sales calls for $300. That means you take 4 or 5 calls, 1 to 2K in terms of the amount that it's costing you to get those people on the phone. And then you're obviously paying out your sales commissions, and you can get a closer when you take too many calls. Literally anyone can do this. There is absolutely no reason that you can't do this. All you need to do is a really simple funnel, headline, video, button, proof, and then an application. And that is completely it. I've got an in-depth guide down below. It's basically just a free, completely in-depth guide about how to do all that stuff. But the reality is, if you think you can't do this, then you are absolutely kidding yourself. The whole point of this video is to show you how easy this is. This can be set up in one day. And again, you need a good intro offer. You need good direct response ads. Otherwise, no one's going to click it. And again, you need a simple funnel. The funnel is the easiest part of this, honestly. You need some sales ability, and you're going to need to start at $50 a day and scale up once you have it working. Honestly, when I look at that, the number one thing that you're going to want to keep in mind is the intro offer. If you don't get that sorted, it doesn't matter how good your ads are. It doesn't matter how good your funnel is. It is not going to work. So in terms of what you can do to kind of brainstorm that, what I would do is I would look at your company and just think, what is a problem that I can solve for my customers really as easily as possible, as fast as possible, and get them a really quick win. So as an example, it might be, maybe you can set them up a new landing page that converts better. Maybe you can set them up with email flows that are going to get them more leads. Maybe you can re-engage their pipeline. Maybe you can go ahead and build them a new VSL that's going to get them higher conversions. That's something that's really productized. You can deliver it for like 5K, do it one time, and then you can upsell them to your next thing. And the reason is because what you're doing here is you're going ahead and guaranteeing them a result. When you're talking to a stranger, they don't care about, if you're managing their email list or if you're going ahead and offering them some investment strategy. A freezing cold customer does not care about that thing. They want a result. It's not like it's your uncle who's hiring you because, you're a good dude. This is a stranger who doesn't care about you. They care about what you can do for them. So the intro offer is just something that's optimized around getting them something they want as soon as possible, so you can build a lot of rapport by getting them a result and then upselling them to your core offer, which obviously has a higher ticket and a higher LTV. Really, really important. Again, super simple funnel. When the offer is right, this will work. And again, I work with hundreds and hundreds of clients. We spend very little time on the funnel. We spin up a funnel in 5 seconds, and we spend a lot of time getting the intro offer right and getting the ads right. Because again, once you have the offer, if your ads aren't good, you're screwed anyway. So pay attention to that. Next, so you spend 1 hour a day on this. And then next up, you have outreach. So you have two types of outreach. You have personalized and you have automated. Personally, I prefer personalized outreach. And here what you can do is you can take video looms and send them out on all platforms, meaning you take a video, pitch someone on something, and then you send it to them on every single platform: LinkedIn, email, Instagram. You call them, you text them, send a carrier pigeon if you have to. Basically, after you put the effort in to record a loom for someone, then you're just following up with them till the end of time, essentially. You can send 5 of those per day, and it takes about 60 minutes to send them all out and update your CRM. And a little life hack is that you can record 5 personalized introductions, then record the body of the loom as a generalized solution to the problem you talk about in the intro. So as an example, you might identify 5 prospects who have, a certain specific problem. Maybe they're in a certain income range in their business, and commonly in that income range, you see that they struggle with hiring sales reps. So what you can do is you can say, hey, I saw that you were in this range, or I saw this context, or I saw this piece of relevancy. I noticed you have this problem. Here's how I can solve it. You can record the first part of that, completely personalized, completely specialized to the lead. Then the back half of that is just going to be how you solve that problem. So it might be part 1, hey, I saw you have this problem. Part 2, we can solve this. We've done this before for X, Y, and Z companies. And then you can just edit those two together, get a VA to do it if you want, and it works super, super well. Again, IG, LinkedIn, email, send it everywhere, and then put them in a G Sheet, follow up until the end of time. 60 minutes a day, not too difficult. Then you have automated cold email. Honestly, what I see in the market right now is that automated cold email has fallen off a cliff for 99% of people. If you're in the top 1%, it's really worth it. You can get it to absolutely crank. And especially if you're in a market that's not as saturated. If you're targeting people like e-commerce, SaaS, coaches, anything competitive, I would lean much further towards the personalized stuff. Even like investment opportunities, I've seen that's pretty saturated in terms of email. Still does work, but you're going to need to be good. What I typically do is I'll just set it up the same way everyone does in terms of setup. Go on YouTube and search up cold email setup guide. Someone will show you how to do it much better than me. And then I'll just send a 1-line email like, hey, if I could help you get outcome, would you be interested? Leo. PS, we just did this for similar company and they got result. It's just really direct. Really, with automated cold email, you're just trying to top up your leads and just continually just flood the pipeline with as many people as you can. I will lean much further towards ads, personalized outreach, and content rather than automated cold email. That's just a little trend that you can take from this video and potentially, use that in your strategy and allocate your resources accordingly. Next up, you have content. So in terms of content, I have Twitter, LinkedIn, short form and long form. Twitter and LinkedIn, schedule 3 to 5 posts in Hype Fury. This literally takes no time at all per week, like 3-4 hours a month. It's really, really simple. Just get Hype Fury. Next up, short form video. What I do for short form is I have a video guy record on Saturdays, but you can just get a basic setup and record screen share style reels specifically about the stuff that your customers care about. And then in terms of long form video, 1 to 2x looms per week, showing client case studies you have, showing important things that are going on in the market, showing them certain strategies that you're leveraging at a certain point in time. And again, people get really overwhelmed by this. This is one of the biggest things I see people mess up is they look at content and they say, I don't know how you come up with so many ideas. I don't know how you write a video. I don't know how you have time to do all this stuff. But in reality, this stuff does not take time at all. Really, the whole purpose of this video is showing you how possible each of these things are to do in conjunction. You can run ads in a few hours per week. You can make content in a few hours per week. You can send outreach in a few hours per week. It's really not that difficult. And the thing that's going to unlock that for you is the actual skill of being confident and competent enough to do that in that amount of time. In terms of the strategy for the content, literally all you need to do is choose your niche and then break it down into 8 subcategories of the niche. So for example, YouTube editing agency will be thumbnails, scripting, titles, SEO, production quality, and so on. And then you can just make a 7-day rotation of formats like how-to, series, value bombs, frequently asked questions, how-tos, value bombs, etc. And you can make yourself a schedule on this. And this literally applies to every single business as well. Like, it doesn't matter. Your clients are on a platform consuming content. Literally everyone is. Like, I've seen people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars opting into forms from Facebook. I've seen people that run Fortune 500 companies opting into forms on Facebook. Literally in Slack, it pops up and it's like, oh shit, that guy's worth 500 million. He's famous and I know who he is. You know what I mean? And he's like a lead in a lead form. So again, everyone's scrolling, everyone's on LinkedIn, everyone's on YouTube, your clients are there. All you need to do is make niche content that's about the stuff that you do. So even if it's a case study of how you helped one of your clients, even if it's a breakdown of how you got a certain result, even if it's an update of a trend in the market. Again, I know people that are my clients that will get 50 views on a video, literally 50 views, and they'll post like once a week for a year. They'll just have their email list in the description and a direct book a call link, and they'll book calls and they'll have they'll have their clients say that they watch their videos. And a big part of that is because 7, 8, and 9-figure entrepreneurs get on YouTube looking for valuable stuff. And if you just make the same generic style that everyone else makes in terms of like making viral content, they're not going to watch you. But if you make stuff that's really valuable and it's really got alpha in there and it's got little tricks about how to improve, they'll watch it and they'll absolutely crush. I've got clients that have grown multiple 7-figure businesses just with content. So when you combine it with paid ads and outreach, absolutely crushes. And again, another thing that I see is that a lot of people, number one, struggle with consistency. Number two, they'll struggle with doing it for long enough. At the end of the day, with your content, even if all it does is nurture the leads coming in from paid ads, you are going to be very, very happy with that. Even if all it does is act as a sales asset for your sales reps to reach out to leads with, it is very, very valuable. Again, that's why I like to focus on much more niche down stuff. And trust me, I've tried to do the viral stuff. I've tried to do all that stuff where, maybe you make it a pretty broad topic piece of content. That stuff just doesn't generate revenue. Like if you're the type of person that really wants to do that, great. But it's a completely different strategy to what works when it comes to targeting the higher end of the market. Because here's the kind of niche thing. People can't read your mind. If you put out content that is diluted and not really informative and not valuable, they're just going to assume that that's what you have on your mind. Like people aren't going to guess that you're a really sharp operator behind the scenes. They're just going to take it at face value that the content that you put out is how you operate. So in terms of the content you put out, you want to be really high level stuff. You want to be elite. So when they eventually do business with you, they can expect to essentially get really high level stuff back. Then in terms of partnerships, what you need to know is that, number one, these matters less when you're starting. I know a lot of people get confused and they start focusing on all this random stuff. But if you have an opportunity to do this, after you've scaled up a bit, you've already got your initial clients, what you want to do is make a list of 10 business types who serve the same customers as you, but aren't competitors. So for example, a paid ads agency, maybe you have a smaller marketing agency that serves smaller clients, or maybe you have a landing page agency that might be able to be a partner. And then you want to make them a partnership offer. So you want to offer to let that person white label your services. You want to refer them deals for a percentage, or basically allow them to upsell their clients to your service. And the most important thing here is that you need to keep in mind that you need to create an offer that isn't going to embarrass them. Because again, you're going to a stranger and saying, hey, do you want to sell your clients on my stuff? If you're a risky person to be involved with, they're not going to want to do that because it's going to ruin their reputation. They're probably going to churn a client. So the thing you need to keep in mind is how are you going to ensure that you're not going to embarrass them, screw over their client, make them look bad, and how are they going to hire you to do a bunch of work and then make sure that you're not just going to shut your business down and leave them with a bunch of work and no way to get it done. So that's really the number one thing. And the way you can do that is to, number one, just offer them free work to start. Just say, hey, we'll do this bit of free work for one of your clients. And what you can do is you can either upsell them on this free work and you can have it completely for free, or you can tell the client, hey, there's this person that offered you a free landing page. Do you want to do it? And basically offer it that way. And pretty much that just makes it easy because it's going to ensure you're not going to screw them over because the client gets a free test. And it makes it easy for them to intro you to the first client because it's obviously like, hey, this person offered you to do a free landing page, whatever. And it becomes really, really simple. And then you can just reach out to the potential partner via email. So again, you've got 10 business types that have the same clients as you that don't have a competitive service or product. And what you can do is you can just basically cross-sell. So even as an example, at the gym that I go to, there's a guy that does, he does like physio, does massages and stuff. So he just puts an intro offer, $99 for his first free massage, first 3 massages. And the gym, I'm sure would take a cut from that. And that's a really good idea. If you're a gym, maybe there's a massage therapist, maybe there's PTs that you can have as potential partners and take a cut on that to increase your LTV. And it becomes a really good deal for everyone. So again, the question that I would have is why can't you do this? And a lot of times it'll be things like routine. It'll be things like skills. It'll be things like operational capacity. And when I say that, I mean kind of the systems and all the things you need to, write and test ad creative, to create the right content, to edit all that content, to distribute all that content, to get all the outreach systems up and all that kind of thing. What we do is at all my companies, we basically, the same way that I document all of this online, we basically have systems for all this stuff. So we'll go and install a paid ad system. We'll go and install, we'll help you install things like content and all that kind of stuff. So if you want me to set this up for you, like in terms of paid ads, go to the link in the description. It's the first link, SoftwareOnSolutions/setup offer. That's where we'll go in and we'll set up your paid ad funnel completely done for you. We also have options where we can just show you how to do stuff if you feel like you've got the capacity to do it and you don't like done for you. Honestly, I've found that people love done for you because they just can't be bothered doing it. And that's kind of the case. But yeah, pretty much this is all the stuff you need to do. If you can do all this stuff, you're going to get so many clients. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I hope this video is helpful. See you in the next one.